Okay, guys, this is your Kirk Ross daily drawing with me little segment I am doing for you guys. Just a refresher course on how to shade your still lifes. So I just kind of wanted to go over just a couple things on how you're shading. Okay, I'm going to pull over some different tools that I have. I've got an ink pen, I've got two different types of pencils, and you guys have all your other pencils, okay? So I just wanted to remind you of your shading, okay? One thing that I do that you probably didn't get a chance to see in the time-lapse video because it was going so fast was shading. So remember, if you want a really good flat surface shade on your pencil, I just sharpened this pencil, so it's really, really sharp and it's got a nice point to it. That's not ideal when you're trying to shade, okay? Remember, when you're shading, it's gonna leave a really thin mark. So what I do, and I think I've demonstrated this in class, is I take and I kind of rub that real hard. Now, if you notice, it's gonna leave a nice flat line, not the hard, thin line. Okay, this is the line that you want, the type of lead. Now, if you look at it, if my camera will show, it's got a nice angle point to it. It's called a chisel tip, okay? It's like those markers, okay? So you want that flat. So what I do, and again, if you're shading lightly, it's always best to shade lightly first and then get darker, so you don't have to erase so much. Don't put your fingers down close to the end of your pencil. Back it up to about midway. And if you really want something even lighter, back your hand up all the way to the back end of your pencil, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take that flat surface, and I lightly do these circles. Remember those ellipses we did our very first exercise? Well, that's kind of like what these are, little ellipses. Now, the reason why I do circles is because when you shade and you're crossing over from light to dark, so say I want to get lighter, it's easier to get rid of this mark right here, okay? Instead of going like this, and then you got to get lighter here. Now you see the difference from here to here? Now you really got to work that area to blend. This is where, see, it's just harder. I can't get a real good, I don't know. It just seems like it takes a lot longer to work that area, and you may even have to go back and erase it. See, I don't know. I just don't like going up and down like that. It just leaves too many of a dark angle on one end. So if you're doing circles, small circles, I just feel like it's easier to blend and get lighter, darker. It's easier to work this area right here. See how much subtle and more gradation, I guess is the word, gradual. And if I want this area to be darker, then I can go back in and press a little bit harder. Okay, and I can still blend and get that subtleness, okay? So these pencils, your shading pencils, this is just your regular 2B pencil that we use. I guess the school uses those a lot for test taking. Boy, don't you miss that. Okay, so now let's just go to a mechanical pencil. So if you noticed in the video, I did like the entire still life with this mechanical pencil. I did pick up that pencil a couple times, but I like the mechanical pencil, especially when you are working with a line, like, I don't know, say something that has a shadow, and I need to get in underneath that shadow because it's a point. It's real pointed and it's small, but with a mechanical pencil, I can still get a fat lead versus a skinny lead, just like I did on the other pencil, okay? So you can still get that, just shade it. Now I can get that nice flatness, and I can still work in circles and get that. So this is exactly what I did in that still life, the time-lapse still life. This is exactly how I did it, okay? And you can definitely, if this was a shadow up underneath something, just by pressing a little bit harder, going over it, you can use your ebony pencil. That's great. The problem is with that ebony pencil, it's so fat, it's so hard to get that real tight line right there. So your mechanical pencils are really, really good for that. Okay. So now let's just try it. An ink pen. Okay. Ink pen's going to be a little bit different because it just gives you one shade. Okay. It's just like the erase board, the whiteboard at school. It's really hard for me to show that. This is where cross hatching and hatching come in. So obviously the closer those are, the darker it's going to be. Okay. Same thing with cross hatching. So now I'm just like filling in that color, but now I can bring them out and it's showing that it's getting lighter. Okay. And using further away lines, you're getting even lighter. Okay. So I'm still getting my value. Here's my darkest. Working out, I'm getting lighter. Okay. So I hope this helps you. Definitely practice that circular motion. Okay. It's kind of harder with an ink pen, obviously, but I don't know. Shading with the pencil is so much easier. So, all right. Well, good luck, and hope you guys have a good weekend.